Good morning. I'm Michael Santoro. I'm with the State of Connecticut Department of Housing. I'm the Director of Policy Research and Housing Support. My apologies for missing today's event. I was very much looking forward to being there in person, but you can probably hear it in my voice. I am still recovering from COVID. I hope you find today's presentation useful. So, what is the Connecticut Department of Housing, or DOH, and what does it do? Originally organized under Chapter 127C of the Connecticut General Statutes, and we are the lead agency for all housing matters. Our mission, the department's mission, is to ensure everyone has access to quality housing opportunities and options throughout the state of Connecticut. So today's question, what is and isn't affordable housing? Well, I'll tell you. It's housing for you, for your children, for your municipal employees, for new college graduates, for people first entering the workforce, for aging family members, teachers, veterans, municipal workers, persons with disabilities, almost anybody you can think of. It's both housing for rent and housing for sale. So, what isn't it? Well, it's not ghetto housing. It's not substandard housing. It's not necessarily subsidized housing either. A lot of people think Section 8 or federal income public housing. That's not what it is. It isn't different. It's the same housing that you and I and your parents lived in. There's also a concept called naturally occurring affordable housing. Said in a better way, naturally occurring affordable housing is housing that is affordable to your average resident without restriction or control. Think of it as market-produced housing or market-available housing. I understand our audience, you guys are realtors, or most of you are realtors. You know what I'm talking about. It's what people who in your area can afford to pay to live in your area. It's not luxury housing, but it's housing that is reachable, attainable, and more importantly, maintainable. What does it look like? Well, here's one example. And another. Looks like the interior of a lot of new construction, doesn't it? Something more conventionally thought of as maybe affordable housing, but still not something you or I would be uncomfortable living in, I would say. Affordable housing is formally defined under Chapter 839A of the General Statutes. I'm sure all of you can read for yourself, but affordable housing means housing for which persons and families pay 30% or less of their annual income, where such income is less than or equal to the area median income for the municipality in which such housing is located, as determined by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development. We use that definition because it's a standard measure by which most state and federal programs use as a reference. Affordable housing is also further defined under specific programmatic or funding opportunities. I'll talk about that a little bit more as we go on. Affordable housing is not unsightly. It is not out of character. It is not mammoth in size or scope, or any other derogatory terminology that you typically use to describe it in order to deter support. It is or can be whatever your community needs it to be. And that's the message here, folks. Affordable housing is best determined by you, by your community. What do you need? Where do you need it? What does it look like? How does it serve the populations that you are trying to serve? You are the best determiner of what those needs are. Statistics are wonderful. They tell us what's affordable, i.e., what you can pay reasonably within your financial budget and still be able to pay for other things like food, medicine, travel, etc. But it's also bedroom size, amenities, proximity to goods and services, proximity to education, proximity to work. Those are all relevant topics and issues. How can we help? We at the Department of Housing. Well, we provide technical assistance. We provide it to our not-for-profits, our municipal developers, not-for-profit developers, community and housing advocacy groups, realtors like yourselves. We provide both technical advice and materials as well as consultation. I do that almost daily, whether by phone or by email. And we also provide grants for planning and or grants for consultants to help communities, municipal groups with planning. I talked about it a minute ago. I'll talk about it again real quick. You, community, the community representatives, are the best determinants of what your community needs. The biggest problem we see is some communities stick their head in the sand and say, I don't need it. You're wrong. Every community needs some kind of affordable housing. And I don't mean governmentally restricted or controlled housing. I mean housing that the people who live and work in your community can afford to pay for and continue to live comfortably in that community. Technical assistance along these lines include templates for affordability, include templates for municipal affordable housing plans. I provide, and we as an agency provide direct technical advice and materials on data sources, on survey options. We're here to help. All you got to do is let us know you need it and want it. We also provide financial assistance, not just grants and loans for planning or pre-development, but we have a significant amount of funding available both through grants and loans for housing rehabilitation, whether that's existing housing or the creation of housing through rehabilitation, i.e. some people call adaptive reuse. You'll see in the news occasionally talk about mill conversion or commercial development, commercial property reuse, taking an old commercial building and turning it into apartments. We have funds for that. New construction, which most people think of most often, but is in fact not the majority of what we do, but we do new construction. We also have a number of different funding streams that provide home buyer assistance, whether that's creation, down payment assistance, mortgage assistance, or the like. For more information on these programs and funding opportunities, please visit the department's website at www.ct.gov/DOH. In particular, I suggest you look at these three areas: funding opportunities, programs, notices, and publications. These links are not live, otherwise I would click and show you. However, take a look, take a read through, and if you have questions about any of those programs or opportunities, please reach out to me. My contact information will follow. But before I do that, if you are interested in helping the department prepare its plans, or to understand and be made aware of what's happening when it's happening, please add yourself to our community partners distribution list. Send your email to ct.housing.plans@ct.gov. That's ct.housing.plans@ct.gov. We'll add your email to our distribution list. You won't get a lot of junk. What you will get are notices of importance to the department. When there are public comment opportunities, you'll be on that list to receive notice. When new funding opportunities or new programs become available, you will get a direct notification on how to participate. So, this is my contact information. Again, I apologize for not being able to be there. It was my intent to do so. But we are here to help. If we can help you, your community, local advocacy groups, local developers, create new affordable housing opportunities in your communities, we want to help. Thank you for the opportunity. Have a great day and a great session.